Excuse me. Hey guys, it's Will here with an exciting review. I've been actually looking at this game for a while, and I've been wanting to play it, but I haven't really had anyone to play with it. And with that, we have the biggest box of the game series so far, which is something you guys can't see. Undaunted Stalingrad. So, for those who may not be familiar with the Undaunted series, again, this is my real first look into it, though I have watched some of the Bells of Lost Souls, they're called something else now, but Bell of Lost Souls videos on this series. This is another game made by Osprey, the same people who write the rules for Bolt Action, or at least print the rules for Bolt Action. And so if you like Osprey's military games, so you like Bolt Action, Victories at Seas and stuff, you will like this. This kind of plays like a more advanced version of Combined Arms, the campaign system for Bolt Action that crosses multiple game systems. I still got to redo that review, don't worry, I haven't forgot about it. I still want to try to get Bryce in here to play, but stuff's going on, it seems like that might not be potential anymore. But let's just get right into it here. So as we start off, this box is really nice. It's got a nice cardstock laminated feel to it, so it's going to survive. As you can see, there's some other dings already on it, but it will last. My box unfortunately had box issues, so the print kind of got crunched when it was pushed down. So you can see on the corners here, there's that. On the back you can kind of see a description of what you get. I'll have pictures, or I'll just pop the camera off. I'll probably get pictures I'll find online and I'll show them here. But let's get right into it. Oop. Opa. So, I don't know, mine didn't have this at the top. I just had it at the top to remind me. But here's the rulebook. And again, just like every sort of campaign system, it has a warning here about don't do anything yet. So this box, I don't know if it's laid out yet to be spoiler free or not, so this is a warning. Anywho, let's go forwards. We have the rulebook in here, so let us flip through that quickly. It is a big book, as you can see. It is quite wide. You can see we have our sort of like the rulebook, kind of like how it's laid out. We have a section here about how to play the campaign. We have our sections here about how to, so we have like our scale, the actions, stuff like that. If you've never played an Undaunted game before, kind of like your, here we go. We have like how the box is laid out. So that will available. So we'll look at this side. And then kind of like your, this is the scenario one. This is what you'll need to play your first mission. So like the beginner game, I'm guessing. Stuff on the side here that we'll ignore. Or continuing on, how to read the game. So this game is a campaign deck builder, kind of like if you've ever seen Underworld, like Warhammer Underworld. It's basically that, but with a World War II skin, though made by the great game developers at Osprey. So this is my first time really looking at a pure there only game, so this is going to be interesting to see, though I've heard only but good things about this game series. So we have the different, like, explains the cards. We have on the side here how to, the different tiles and stuff. Here, let me zoom out. So we have like the different tiles and stuff, the how to read the tokens. So I believe you can use, there we go. You can use your own models and stuff if you wanted to. I've seen people do that. They'll just take their Bolt Action models and use them as markers. Or I think they may have even released miniature like Flames of War scale stuff to represent their the tokens. Right there, that's as good as I can get it, sorry. But yeah, and then Fog of War, how the game plays, And basically, we hit our first page here that we can read, how you upgrade your cards and stuff. So the nice thing about this is, besides because it is a living card game, it's like Gloomhaven. If you played something like that or other games similar to it, you may know that as you upgrade cards in your deck and stuff, you have to physically, mark them with stuff. The nice thing about this game is it's designed to be replayable, and like basically you can play up to that sort of situation and stuff and play with different groups. So the upgrades you can get for cards are already printed on their upgrades. So it's basically just buying through a talent tree or a feat list, basically. And then you just add that to your deck, which goes into your deck box on the side, and you continue playing. So that's the rule book here. I'm going to reset the camera so it's taller, and we're going to get into the actual contents of this box. We have the map book. So this is basically how you lay out your scenarios. So if you've seen this name before, he's done some stuff for Bolt Action, I believe. But anywho, so that's the map book that tells you how to, lay out your scenarios, campaign setup, flip, how to do a map, all colored. Then we have our German scenario stuff. So if you're playing the German side, you get access to this book, which campaign record stuff, probably going to use a separate sheet. You got all lore, so it kind of like reads your scenarios to you, so you can kind of read it. Flipping through here to make sure I don't see any spoilers. Basically just says if you do a thing, you unlock these scenarios. Then we have our Soviet side, same idea. Their Mission 1 briefing. Nice quality books for being what they are. Now this is where we're potentially going into spoiler territory. Oh yeah. So it looks like all the Scenario 1 stuff is on the top. So when you open this thing, you're not going to get super spoiled. Oh, that's sick. Okay. So we have our tokens. Now, my tism is kicking in because I am a huge, my happy place is organized board game boxes, and I just removed these tokens, and I am looking at something so beautiful that whoever designed this box and made this game, you are a god. You have made me happy. This has made me more happy than I thought it would. So A+ on this box set, on this box layout. The best. And Apex is apparently supposed to be like this also with the set I bought. So anyways, I am getting too worked up. White boy getting worked up. Is he goated with the sauce? Anyways, zoom in this on you. We have our Russian sprue. So here's all your tokens. Again, you'll get upgrades and stuff on your cards that will tell you what they actually mean. They're just basically to represent area stuff. Again, you can use basically Flames of War models to represent them, or Bolt Action models. Probably for the tanks, I'd definitely recommend using Flames of War models because they're tinier. Again, it's just supposed to represent you're in that area. It's not an actual miniature skirmish game. Then you have your, I'm guessing, the hits and stuff, and your aiming objectives and other sort of resource tokens. And I guess these are for upgrades or other missions, or they're just a filler. And then on the back, we have sort of the same. We have the different tokens and stuff, but I guess if they're wounded, then they're modified versions. The Germans, we have them here. Again, same idea. They're markers, they're different tanks. And on the back, they're upgraded versions, which there's no real difference in art. It's just they have lines through them or not. So there's that. And then lastly, we have our generic markers, which are right here. And then we have some extra markers, I'm guessing, for extra stuff that you unlock later on, or if you might need for things. So that's all the markers you get for opening this box. Now, let's get into the cool nitty-gritty of this, which is you get this. So this is where you're going to stick all your tokens that we're going to open here. To start with, they're all going to go in here. These are your board tiles, and this thing is most of the weight. So we're just going to pull one out here. This guy here, and it's a nice tile. They're nicely laminated. They're thick cardboard. Then we have we have our main board here. Then this looks like this is objective maps, scenario specific items like areas. Yeah, the railway worker house, stuff like that. Now, last but not least, there looks like there to be two sort of tuck boxes, storage areas for, in that picture we saw in the rulebook actually explains your tray. So each faction has a tray. Now this might be getting into spoiler territory, so I will be giving a warning right here that if you don't want to be spoiled by this, intentionally or unintentionally, skip ahead to the end where we will talk our views on it. And if you guys want to see me play this, I do have the tabletop simulator version of it installed, so we can play it out and we can go through it. But we're going to take a look at this and take a look at the German tray. Both are going to be the same. So with that, this is your final warning about spoilers. Looking at the tray here, we have cards. So we have the one deck here, which I think this might be our intro deck. Our first deck that says do not open until instructed. So that goes here. Then we have another deck here. There you go. Same thing. I'm guessing these are like cards represents, because I know there's a Normandy version, a Africa version, a box set that lets you combine both the Africa core and the Normandy box together into one bigger box that has upgrades and more units. So I'm guessing those numbers are to represent this card is from this set. And then we have our reserve deck, which I'm guessing is for troops getting hurt and like resources and stuff. So, and then I guess the spot for specific tokens. And this is where our main deck is going to go for stuff we can use. So I'm going to open this one deck here that doesn't have a warning, so I guess it's safe. So looking at the cards here, it looks like they all have kind of like a name to them too. So a really nice illustration, a name, their sort of morale stuff that they do in their command. So this is your platoon commander. You have a squad leader, your rifleman, so they have attack 1, move 1, and they can control an area. Your rifleman, so it's like a squad. So this is like squad-based combat, basically. Scouts. And they kind of have different poses and a little bit of different features to them, so each sort of character is kind of unique. Just like little differences to them. So on and so forth. Machine gun crew. Fog of war. The fogs of war are even different too. So this is kind of like your intro deck, I guess. The idea is you shuffle it or something and you do stuff. But we're going to get into the closing here. I'm going to put this stuff away and we'll get into our final thoughts. Here you go, guys. This has been Undaunted Stalingrad. Simple yet complex game. Easy to get into. Another one I'd recommend for people who want to try a living board game without being super spoiled. Maybe you wanted to play Risk Legacy and maybe that's your like most experience to it. But if you want to play a deck builder game that's historical, I highly recommend the Undaunted series. It's sick. Again, even though my box has a lot of dings and damages to it because of how it's laminated with that nice cardstock, like you have on playing cards and stuff, it's survived and it will last a while if I take care of it. I'm super excited to play it. Hopefully I'll have some B-roll here coming in that you guys can see it laid out. But with that, guys, I'm gonna go and take the tokens out and get it all set up so I can do that said B-roll. But we will see you guys in the next videos where I take a review on some Rubicon models. Maybe you'll see it before this one. But yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Click the video. Click it. Click the video. You know you want to. Click it.